Okay, as soon as Korim actually gets out the doors into the main courtyard of the prison, he pretty much just yells out in anger and frustration and shoots a blast of lightning up into the air.
Yeah, that was a powerful bolt of lightning. And as you are seething, your hands are crackling with energy. Klaus, this is how you find him.
I am going to carefully approach him. Korim?
Rest in peace, Klaus.
I need a drink.
We'll get one once we're out of here, but...
Sorry.
You're not hurt, are you?
Physically, aside from a few scrapes and bruises, no.
Klaus is walking a little bit closer, and he's carefully looking at the energy crackling in his arms, like... That's new.
And Korim actually looks down at his arms and tries to calm himself so that the lightning's not, well, not quite as obvious at least, trying to calm himself down. Keyword trying.
Something tells me you're not angry just because he killed a bunch of people.
The answer to that... Technically, I could actually say that is why I'm angry. It just goes beyond this. Bear in mind that Korim started walking out of the, actually out of the prison pretty much towards the nearest frickin' tavern at this point.
And Klaus is quickly following him because that's his brother. Like, I'm not leaving you alone. So Klaus is just gonna quickly walk next to him and just take hold of his sleeve. Nope.
Sorry, just again. No, I'm assuming that the nearest tavern would be a little bit away from the prison itself.
Yeah, I would think so.
It is quite a long walk away because people tend not to build taverns next to prisons.
Well, the other thing is that even though it's a prison, it's still a fortress. You wouldn't want people to build all the way up to the walls of the fortress.
Exactly. It is... So the tavern will be an hour's walk away, and because of that, and to keep our audience on suspense, back to the fuckers in the prison. What are you all doing?
Well, did Vell find Klaus and Korim?
You do just see them in the distance heading away from the prison. So you're able to catch them before they went out of sight.
Probably lost a teeny little bit of HP, though, since I was out of a host.
Oh, yeah. Roll a d6.
Okay. Oh, whoops. I did a modifier when I wasn't supposed to. Whoopsie. Okay, 4.
Okay. You take 2 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay. Alrighty. She kind of, shimmies back into Klaus, and the first thing you hear her say is, ow.
Okay,
Well?
but returning back to...
Well, hold on. I have something to say.
Okay, go ahead.
They wanted, they were worried about reinforcements, so I came to find you. What are you two doing?
And on that note, we will return to Kun and Whisper, the 2 red tigers.
So Kun has been just wrapping layers and layers of chains around this guy. Even parts of chains that are broken. He's been using his fire breath to just fuse them together. just making sure that this guy doesn't leave, and he's also left a very long chain at the guy's feet just so he can drag him out.
It is at that point you all hear a loud rhythmic noise. The sound of many metallic footprints falling on the stone. And coming towards you, flanked by each of them, flanked by their respective bodyguards, are Horus and Khan.
It's like
Khan.
Kun gives a polite soldier's bow.
Khan, and yes, Khan is the first to address you. Soldiers, report.
This man, at least I'm assuming he's a man. We haven't actually used any.
You examined him close enough to get a pretty good idea. Yeah, he's a guy.
All right.
You haven't attempted to castrate him yet, but...
Rifling through his clothes and pockets, I'm pretty sure that you would be able to tell.
Yes.
At the very least, biologically male.
Very well. Anyway, so this gentleman apparently stormed the keep, slaughtered all these men, and nearly took all of us out, and we barely managed to subdue him. I've rifled through his clothes, removed these from his person. I held up the trinkets and letters and stuff.
So
And
the minute both Horus and Khan see this man, both of their eyes go wide. Horus breathes. You catch Horus muttering something under his breath. Lucas. He and his brother exchange a meaningful look. You are either more talented than we expected, or you are very fortunate to be alive.
I'd say it's probably a little bit of both. After all, we do have a ghost in the party.
They don't know about it yet.
Yeah, their eyes go wide. Excuse you? Khan says.
It's a Kun walks over to Whisper, and then he begins to just grab him by the underside of his face and just look him over. I think he was struck a little too hard.
Sure.
Shall we get him medical attention?
Khan and
Perception
Horus they give an imperceptible look at you two, but then they look at Saber again. Do you know why he was here? Horus asks.
I assume it's for some kind of bounty. I hold him the parchments. I hand out the parchments.
Does that include the one that was on Archer?
I don't know. Was that taken by one of the other party members?
If you don't have it on you, then I'm going to say no. I was asking if
Wait, which
you
one?
handed it the one on Archer.
Didn't we leave the one on Archer on Archer?
That's
think
what I
we
was
left
asking.
I think we left the one on Archer. So,
Same
also,
as-
Whisper leans over to his companion and says, what happened to the whole... I sang a song in the tavern about our whole party. I didn't exactly leave her out.
yeah,
it's like-
I'll let you guys deal with
Okay,
that.
okay, so you feel like it's like suddenly, Whisper, you feel that Kuhn's hand is tightening and just giving pressure on his. You can see he is spouting nonsense. This poor boy needs medical attention now.
Before we get to that, that's Khan speaking. Guards, take him to the central prison. If he knows anything more about Mir, we might need some information from him. Wait a minute. Where are the rest of the team? Where are the lions?
The lions are
Actually, yes.
the
Are they
li-
okay? And that's Sarah speaking.
The lions
to be
are
honest-
outside. The last I saw of the elder, he seemed to be very, very angry. I can only guess he is blowing off some steam. We did all almost die after all.
The kings, one, would have noticed the lightning bolt. Two, they probably would have passed us as we were walking away.
Notice the lightning
True.
bolt, yes. Past you, no.
The lightning bolt was probably him.
Yes, we're thinking about that. Well, he's one of your soldiers, brother. You explain this. Actually, I cannot. Moody and aggressive is not a way I would normally describe Korim, with the little I've seen of him. Alright, we are going to need to speak to Mr. Lucas. So, I guess it is up to you two. Do you wish to stay for the interrogation, or go find your ally?
Oh, you mean we get to watch?
I do want to let you know we do not torture people. I mean, I'm open to that. We do not torture people, brother. This is my city. We do it my way. He did, and he just killed several of your people. So, how is your way working? Tread lightly, brother. Remember, we are at truce, not at peace. And besides, this bickering will get us nowhere. We'll speak to him first. And if he is uncooperative, I might consider your way. Is that acceptable? I mean, replace the if with a when, knowing these types, but... Okay, I'll humor you. Maybe you just have such a charming personality. Of the two of us, who has more people following them? Now it's Khan's turn to glare.
Boy, this fella sure is lucky. He came in here thinking that he'd be fighting to the death, but we're totally gonna just let him go.
Both of them give you an odd look. Did he really hit... Did he really hit his head? Khan says to Kun with a just incredulous look.
Yes, there was a whole situation where they were just up and down, tripping each other. And it's like Kun grasps one of his own wounds. I would actually really like that medical attention right about now.
Horace snaps his fingers, and someone in armor and robes steps out from the group of soldiers, moving up to you and inspecting the wound. Speaking of which, if you're insistent on this whole not torturing / killing them thing, I would recommend we make sure this guy points to Saber doesn't bleed out. Yes, indeed, Horace nods, and a few more medics move over to where Saber is and start checking him out. Okay, so, Kun, while you don't get healed up immediately, you are getting medical treatment, and you do soon feel a cool wave of relief as the pain and heat starts to soothe away, and your wounds begin to close under the magical healing. Fortunately, your wounds were soft enough that that even a common healer is able to deal with them over a period of time. So, now we are pausing that to go over to Korim, Vell, and Claus. What you all doing? I'm going to assume by this point you have found a tavern, and you walk... So, a tiefling, a ghost, and a half-elf walk into a bar. Out.
Okay, go wrong.
Maybe.
Yeah, Claus is gonna jolt. It's like my healer sense is tingling.
If I may be frank, I don't like that we're so far away from them. I do worry that there will be another attack. Klaus, you can kind of feel... You almost feel measured footsteps as if she's pacing across the back of your skull.
So basically,
Like, it doesn't
basically
hurt,
my upstairs
but
neighbor.
it's just
Got
like
it.
rhythmic tapping.
So basically my upstairs neighbor. Got it.
Yeah.
Relax, Vell. We're inside the city. It's safe here. Or,
I'm not worried about us, I'm
safe-ish.
worried about them.
But now
Oh,
the
the
kings
king's-
should be with them.
Mm.
That was me out of character.
Yeah, Klaus is trying to word it right. Well, I'm trying to word it right. Look, the kings should be there soon enough, and trust me, with their bodyguards, those two have never been safer.
Fine. Vell sort of settles back in the corner of his mind and lets Korim talk.
By now, Korim's got himself a drink.
Yeah, Korim is gonna drink, and Klaus is just gonna sit next to him. It's like, I'm not gonna drink anything. I am just trying to wait for Korim to start talking, because yeah, that whole situation was a little bit out of my social abilities.
Korim takes a long draught of the drink before setting it on the table and actually looking downwards at the moment. There's a bit of history between myself and Saber. Several years ago, as you know, I was a part of the military. I was actually a part of, I suppose you could call us an elite group of, well, unique talents is one way to put it. And over time, we pretty much became a family from, well, a family that's not related by blood. We were sent on a battlefield, and for the most part the fight was going well up until he arrived. Korim takes another sip of the drink. When Saber entered the battlefield, it all began to go to shit.
Yeah.
And then he killed one of us.
What?
Yeah, to be honest, the rest of us are lucky that he didn't kill all of us. Thing is,
He
it was
seems to make a habit of that.
anger, frustration. What's that word? I can't think of a word and I need it right now.
Melancholy.
It was more anger, frustration, and feeling useless.
Stewing.
I love how we're offering him words.
Yeah, I know.
Korim just hears a whisper and Khan at the back of his mind, giving words.
There was nothing we could do to stop him. There is one benefit to what happened, and that's the fact that that actually woke the magic in me. First time that I ever used lightning was against him.
You never told me that.
None of us really speak of that day that much. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't blame you. I mean, who really wants to go out for a drink with the boys, carouse, play darts or whatever, and then talk about, hey, remember that time we all almost died?
If Whisper there, he'd be making some kind of joke about how he does that all the time, and he'd return.
I was actually about to make a joke like that.
And speaking of which, so I got him. So I was supposed to be the heavy drinker in this group, and it is at this point a very short, like maybe a foot tall woman with gossamer wings, red hair that is shaved on one side and shaved on one side, braided on the other, tattoos and leather armor, plops down on the table where you are drinking. This is Orne, and she is one of the people from Korim's old team. And with that, we moved back to Kun and Whisper.